Hi dear children, in this class we are going to learn about the blood pressure. What is the blood pressure? When the blood pumped into the arteries, certain pressure exerted on the lateral walls of arteries. You just imagine it's an artery and the blood pumped inside the blood vessels arteries. The walls of the artery exerted some pressure. That pressure is called as generally the blood pressure. Okay. There are two types of blood pressure. One is systolic pressure and another one is the diastolic pressure. Okay. So diastolic pressure. Then what is systolic pressure? When the ventricle contracts, left ventricle contracts, the oxygenated blood pumped into the aorta, through the aorta, or it divides into arteries. Through the aorta and arteries, blood will be distributed all over the organ. Oxygenated blood will be distributed all over the organ. That time the pressure will be maximum. That is called as the systolic pressure. It may be 120 mercury manometer. That's the systolic pressure. Systolic pressure is when the ventricle, left ventricle contracts, from the ventricle, left ventricle, O2 blood, oxygenated blood will be pumped into the aorta, and through the aorta, so many arteries will emerge, and the arteries மூலமா உடம்பு ஃபுல்லா oxygenated blood pump ஆகும். அங்க பம்ப் பண்ணும்போது the lateral walls of arteriesல இருக்கக்கூடிய pressure தான் what blood pressure. Okay, and it's a systolic pressure. It's a 120 mmHg. What is diastolic blood pressure? When the ventricle expands or dilate to receive the blood. Auricle contract ஆகும்போது auricle இருக்கிற blood ventricle வருது இல்லையா, right ventricle left ventricle. அப்போ ventricle will expand or relax. That time certain pressure created in the walls of the heart. That pressure is called as the diastolic pressure. It is a minimum. Okay, 80 mmHg. So the systolic and diastolic blood pressure is collectively called as the blood pressure of the body. Though 120/80 is the normal blood pressure of the human being. Okay, so this blood pressure varies during the physical exercise, then mental stress, the over excitement. சந்தோஷமா இருந்தாலும் கொஞ்சம் மாறும், சேடா கொஞ்சம் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் இருந்தாலும் மாறும். நல்லா ஹெவியா மேனுவலா விளையாடும் போது கூட blood pressure கொஞ்சம் வேரி ஆகும். பட் நார்மலா 120 to 80 mmHg இருக்கணும். 120 is the systolic pressure, 80 is the diastolic pressure. Okay, so if the pressure is maximum 120/80 விட கொஞ்சம் கூட இருந்ததுன்னா அது high blood pressure. Simply we can say high BP. If the pressure less than 120/80, for example 110/70 இல்ல 100/60 இருக்கு சொன்னா, that is called as the low blood pressure. We can say simply low BP. If the pressure is maximum for long period, that is called as the hypertension. Hypertension na நம்ம இது என்னது, நம்மளுக்கு கார்டியாக் அரெஸ்ட், ஹார்ட் அட்டாக் வர வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு. இல்லை இது என்னது ஸ்ட்ரோக்கு, அந்த the blood related, அதாவது circulation related disorders are possible. So we can maintain 120/80 mmHg as the systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Are you able to understand? Now we are going to learn about stethoscope. So stethoscope is an instrument. It's used to detect the heartbeat. Okay, it has two regions. One is the earpiece and another is the chest piece. So the chest piece kept in the chest region of the patient, and through which we can detect the heartbeat. This instrument not only help us to detect the heartbeat, but also helpful in the diagnosis of function of lungs. Okay, so this instrument will play a very important role in the field of medicine. These instruments are initially mononaural. Mononaural means ஒரே ஒரு earpiece இருக்கும், ஒரு chest piece இருக்கும். In 1951 the binaural ரெண்டு ஹெட் இருக்கிற மாதிரி வச்சு ஒரு chest piece இருக்கிற மாதிரி ஒரு stethoscope இன்வென்ட் பண்ணாங்க. Okay, this stethoscope is used to detect the heartbeat. Okay, and next instrument is Sphygmomanometer. we can divide the term into two equal of as sphygmus and manometer. So the sphygmus means blood pressure. Okay. So blood pressure, and manometer is a physical instrument. So the physics instrument of used to measure the blood pressure is called as the Sphygmomanometer. Here there is a reading, the mercury manometer reading is there, and another a pouch like structure along with the ball. It's connected to the ball. Okay. Then these instrument used to measure the blood pressure. Totally, usually 180 to 120. Okay, sorry. 120 to about 80 is the normal blood pressure of the human being. Okay. 120 is systolic. What is systolic? When the ventricle contract, the pressure will be maximum. That is systolic pressure. It's a 120. And when the ventricle dilate for the receiving blood, the pressure will be low. That is diastolic pressure. So the systolic pressure is a 120 and diastolic pressure is a 80. It's measured as a mercury manometer. It is a normal human blood pressure. In case the blood pressure is the maximum 120 மேல இருக்குன்னு சொன்னா, that is high blood pressure. This high blood pressure continue for long ரொம்ப நாளா இருக்குதுன்னு சொன்னா, that is called the hypertension. The hypertension leads into cardiac arrest. I mean heart attack வரும், இல்ல stroke, கை கால் ஏதாவது function இழந்துரும். Okay, these are all the functions of the two main instrument. One is the stethoscope and another one is the Sphygmomanometer. Understood? Thank you.